Hello, manifesting generator friend, and welcome to your year ahead spread for 2025. I am so excited to share this reading with you. I love the year ahead spread. I typically do one for myself in my birth month, which is May, and every month I go and I do the reading and I write everything down. I do my channeled interpretation, and then I come back to it every month at the beginning to kind of take a look at what's coming ahead, and then at the end to do some reflection. And that's actually how we figure out where we are, right? We look to the past and we look to the future, and then there we are right in the middle. So I looked at January, right? Before this reading, I looked at January, and who was there but the good old death card, which I was thrilled to see because I am so ready for expansion, both spiritually, personally, professionally, as well as I'm ready to shed some skin like a snake and transform. So I was very, very woohoo, and what a good month to do it in January. All right, I have already meditated on the cards, asked for our highest and best, and done a super shuffle. So let's call in spirit and get going. So I will be doing some editing with this one where, so I'm going to do the spread on, I don't have an overhead camera, so I'm going to yet. And so I'll do the spread and then I'll do a short little video clip afterwards that is the, like a summary, right? I'll also do a little YouTube short so that it's easier to take a snapshot of. Okay, so for our manifesting generators, for their highest and best, here we are, January. And we have the Ace of Swords. Beautiful card to start the year because ultimately it means clarity, okay? So this is a yes. Now you also may be getting a new idea, some inspiration, a new idea. But here's the thing, it will be clear to you, okay? And so because it's clear, and I 100% believe that clarity is kind. All this murky business of are we, aren't we, whatever. So it's it is so much better to be clear and say how you actually really feel than it is to worry about hurting someone's feelings and just telling them what they want to hear. Wow. Okay. That is coming through very strongly right now. Okay, so it is about being clear in your communication, right? But you're going to get a cool new idea that you should feel confident about pursuing, okay? All right, so we've got that for January for you, MG. Look, it's I love it. It's sorry, I'm not done. It's when you take a look at this, right? It is like the hand of the universe, right? The hand of the universe is giving you this gift of clarity, right? It's straight up. There's no murkiness here. Yeah, it's opposite of that. So I love that. Okay, January, beautiful. All right, let's move on to February. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, here we are. February. A lot of people will be doing this in January, myself included, but for you, temperance is going to be very important in February. Now, temperance is all about achieving equilibrium. Okay, so, and equilibrium is it's this area of homeostasis where everything is balanced, all right? So when things get out of whack, and it happens all the time, okay? If there's an emotional disturbance, let's say we have an argument with our partner or partners, or there can be physical where perhaps someone overindulged in December, and now it is time to kind of dial it back and then create that balance, right? So we're not overindulging anymore. We want to pull back. So what's happening here is the angel is watering the wine down they're just literally watering down the wine. They've got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the grass. But ultimately, this is a card of also pursuing good good health. So in February, it's very important that you take care of your physical health in particular. Okay, so most people start off the new year, with resolutions, and sometimes they want to lose weight. I never say I want to lose weight. I always want to release fat. Okay, and that is because we don't want to lose our muscles, right? And also, like, psychologically, we don't like to lose things, but we like to release things. So that's one little mindset thing that you can use in February, should you choose, is that I am releasing, right? I'm releasing fat as I do this. Also, maybe sometimes people be drinking too much or smoking too much or whatever, right? Sometimes people are working too much. Maybe there's too much social media happening, right? So in February, MG, you are being asked to take a look at habits that aren't serving you, that are taking you out of equilibrium, and to temper those, okay? And it's all over for your just overall good health in body, mind, and spirit. Woo! Okay, February. Let's go to March. Oh, Copper. There we go. Oh my God. Oh, no, it's different night. The Knight of Swords was really common in the other readings. Okay, here we have the King of Cups for March. And the King of Cups he has his ducks in a row, okay? Like, he has been through it, and he is solid. So there's a couple possibilities here, right? So for some of you, it could be that you have achieved that level of, I want to say, emotional, stability. And actually, this makes a lot of sense following the Temperance card, right? So if you, like, wisdom comes from experience, right? So if he's been through it, he's already had tons of experience emotionally. This guy has ridden the waves, right? He's ridden the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of our emotions, right? Like, nobody's happy all the time, right? We all have our ups and downs and all arounds. But the King of Cups is like, yeah, I know how to control. So, like, kings often are about control and leadership. So it's about taking control of your emotions, right? And not letting them run your life. Like, notice how, there's all these waves in the back. There's this, there's a ship on a big wave. So there's all these things happening behind him, but he's on this, like, solid floating concrete, it looks like, right? Solid slab. But he's able to do that because he has the strength and experience. Okay, so maybe somebody might be coming into your life who embodies the King of Cups energy. Of course, it's not necessarily male. It's just that kind of energy, right? So yeah, or perhaps you are going to meet somebody. That's another thing, okay? So and meeting the King of Cups is meeting a very emotionally mature partner, right? So that could also be for you if you're single, or perhaps your partner might be a little bit more, emotionally grounded, right? The King of Cups is very emotionally grounded, and what a blessing that is, okay? So lots of stuff for you for there. And Many Jen for March. Now let's move on to April. The Lovers. Okay. Very interesting. In all my readings, the Lovers have never come up in 2024. Like, never. Because I'm a Gemini and this is my card. And so I've been looking for it, and it came up in my readings yesterday, and it's coming up today. So clearly there's something happening in January in terms of choices and commitments. All right. So now the Lovers, again, could be, for some of you, this will be actually about making a commitment. Some of you may be getting engaged in April, right? Some of you may be, if you're dating somebody right now, you may become more committed in April. But really, this is about a commitment. So there also may be a work situation where you can make a commitment, signing a contract, that kind of thing, right? And also, but there's choices, and the choices that you have, you're making here, right? And this is also a 6, so we're looking at harmony. Okay, so we want to make a harmonious choice based on your values. Okay, so the Lover's card is about choices and commitments based on your values. So it's really important that you go and reflect and say, is this what I really want? Is this in alignment with where I want to go? Right? Oh, I had a great quote today. It was like every day we move forward. And I was like, yeah, that's right. But you get to choose the direction, right? It wasn't quite that, but it was close to that. Anyways, it doesn't matter, but it hit me. And I was like, that's right. We're always moving forward. People say 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And I'm like, but you still, the next day always comes, right? And so we're always moving forward. But you get to choose how you do so. Okay. So that's April for you. Nice. The flow on this is pretty nice so far, MG. I like it. Actually, that's been true. Oh, there. Another popper. Okay, here we go. May. There is definitely a theme forming here for you for next year. The next bit is we've got May is for healing. Okay, so we've got the star. And a lot of hope as well. So the star is a beautiful card. And it's, again, like you're really being asked here when I look at Ace of Swords, clarity about an idea, February, temperance, taking care, getting back to that place of equilibrium, King of Cups, being emotionally mature, Lovers, making a commitment based on values. And now all of that can lead to some healing. Okay, so both in body, mind, and spirit. Okay, so I'm loving this, right? And that feeling of hope is beautiful. It's this idea that things can get better, right? I hope that things can get better. Now, in terms of manifestation, we deal with things a little bit differently, but hope is that beginning, because how do we know what we want unless we hope for something, right? So here we are. Okay, so the star for you for May. All right, June, almost halfway through. June. Yep. June, manifesting generators. Well, you have a ton of major arcana cards. And in June, we have the Devil. And again, this makes sense in the flow because our Devil here is about temptation for the most part. Temptation and some self-imposed bondage. So again, we don't have a trajectory. Life does not go like this. It goes like this, okay? And so in June, some of you may find yourself going back to old ways, right? Having a bit of a relapse per se. And the thing about this is that knowing that you are actually in control of it. So this doesn't have to happen, right? So again, remember how I said at the beginning that I take a look at what's ahead. And if I saw this after all this progress that I've made, I'd be like, okay, let's be on the alert. I would also be very forgiving for myself if I did falter. Okay. So we all falter. It is not alignment, and people get really hard on themselves when they falter. But it just means that you start again, right? It just means that you start again. So moving from that hope and healing, you're going to be tempted. Many of you will be tempted. Now, the cool thing about the Devil, right? I mean, I don't think the Devil has his place, okay? Girl, I like to have a little fun, all right? But notice how the nooses, kind of the chains around their necks, they're not right? They're down here. All they have to do is go like this. So know that you have the power. You have the power within you to resist the temptation that the Devil brings. Okay? Nice. All right. So we have June. We're halfway through. Oh yeah, I'm going to do a 13th card, which is the overall theme for the year. Okay, so something to really kind of pay attention to, and that will kind of what's the theme, right? It'll run through. Okay, so now we are in July. Ooh, okay, July. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This card's come up quite a bit in the other readings as well. So there's definitely people are ready to learn something new in 2025, right? And this is good. It's summertime. Maybe you have a little bit more time. Like I'm off in the summer. This isn't my reading, but because I'm a manifester. But maybe you're off in the summer, or you have a little extra time, or maybe you just take advantage of the extra light that we have here, pardon me, in the Northern Hemisphere. Northern Hemisphere. Okay, so there's an apprenticeship thing that leads to mastery though, right? And this looks to me very much like a side hustle. I'm feeling some side hustle vibes here for you, manifesting generator, starting perhaps in July. Perhaps it is tied to that idea that you had, that you are being blessed with in January, right? Like maybe it's time, maybe all these other steps are necessary for you to free up some space for you to engage in a new like a new passion, a new activity that's actually going to make you some money, right? Like this this side hustle, like it's not like remember, like nothing, just like this YouTube channel, you know, I had 0 subscribers 6 months ago, and now we're over 100, and that's great, and it's just going to keep growing, right? So I'll see you at 1,000, you know, and it's awesome. I love it, and I'm patient with it, and I'm learning as I go, right? So this is a good thing of learning as you go, but also it's like, oh, July, some of you might go back to school or plan to go back to school. You might plan to go back to school, some of you, in July. Yeah, that's coming in so that you can learn something new, or even maybe learn to switch jobs, right? So like I've got 9.5 years left at my job, and then I'll do other things. I'm gonna retire, and then I'm just gonna do other things, and I'm gonna keep learning. So this is also a keep learning kind of card for you. All right, great. Let's go August. Here we go. Okay, in August, we have the 7 of Wands. All right, now Wands can be about passions, and our 7s are about crossroads. Okay, so we've got crossroads, and so when we come to a crossroad, there's a decision to make, right? We have to decide which way to go. And so, but at this point, there is some feeling of defensiveness. There's a feeling of, what do I need to protect here, right? What am I defending? So obviously you have built something, well, maybe some people don't like this, okay? So whenever we make a change, there are gonna be people that don't like it. You decide to quit drinking, people are not gonna like that. You decide to quit smoking, your buddies that you smoke with are not gonna like that. You decide to start a new business, somebody's not gonna like that, okay? So this again, I love the flow, okay? So don't worry about it, okay? Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So the defensiveness, okay? So feeling like you need to kind of, it's like, yeah, like, so do what you need to protect yourself. Know that you make your own decisions, right? There's a famous quote, and I can't remember, I think it's John Maxwell, maybe Jim Rohn, maybe one of those guys. And they're like, don't tell anybody what you're doing, right? That's really hard for me. I always tell everybody what I'm doing, and that has definitely bit me in the ass, like totally, okay? Where I've been like, and then it doesn't work out, and then I eat crow, but then that's that's how we create humility, right? So that's okay. But this is a bit one of those things. Don't tell everybody what you're doing, right? Because what happens when we tell other people, some people are going to be super supportive, okay? And they're going to be like, you go, you're awesome. Like, how can I help? What do I need? And other people are going to tell you that's a stupid idea and it'll never work, right? So this is saying, don't let others, okay? This is what I'm getting, okay? Don't let others like tear down the idea and what you've built here, okay? Don't let others do that. That's what we've got for August, okay? Brilliant, man, spirit, okay. September, right? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. All right, here we go, manifesting generators. This girl, she's come up in every single reading. So she's a very prominent energy in 2025. And honestly, we could do way worse. Okay. We've got the Queen of Wands here in September for you, manifesting generator. And I love her. Okay. So this is my best friend's card. Everybody kind of has a card that they, that they kind of feel connected to in the deck. And she loves cats and has a black cat, but also she's very, she's charming and she's outgoing and has a lot of sister energy. She's my bestie. She's my sister from another mister. So this person in September in your life is a prominent figure. Now, you could also be being called to embody, right? To embody the energy of the Queen of Wands, which is very giving and nurturing. But she also she wants us to go after our passions, nurture your passions. So it's a good idea to reflect, right? When we nurture things, we got to go and take a look back, right? We take a look back so that we can go what do I need to do here, right? And so, because the Wands, we got lots of action and passion and it's the things that we get to go do, right? So how are you going to spend that time? But she always reminds us, right, to look towards the sun, just as sunflowers, right? They always turn their heads towards the sun. Okay, she has that sunflower here because she's encouraging you to do that. Also the yellow robe, right? The yellow robe, the yellow in the tarot is very much about I'm positive. So positive thoughts, positive meditations, that kind of stuff. All of that is there for you in September. And the more you embody her or is share with a person like this, the better your energy the better your what am I talking about? Vibration. Raise your she's high vibe. Okay. So high vibe for you in September. And now we go to October. Woo. Okay. October. Well, okay. What a beautiful year. Okay, so October, we have the Four of Wands. All right, and the fours, they are very often about stability. And this is honestly milestones, okay? So some sort of milestone is coming in October, and it is something to be celebrated. Maybe it is a wedding. Maybe it is a baby. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's moving to your dream house. It's something, okay? So it's an important milestone in your life there, MG, for October. And again, it's good, it's solid, it's stable. We've got the four legs on the table, right? Nothing's wobbling here. And there's place to dance and celebrate. And October looks great for you. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. October. Now we're getting into November. Oh, and no. Whoa. I have two jumpers for the floor. I didn't even shuffle, but here we go. We have the beautiful death card. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I talked about this at the beginning about myself, right? So these two together, we are having the death card and we have the Ace of Cups. So I love this so much because the transformation is going to lead to a blessing for you. Okay, so yeah, I've already talked about the death card. Okay, so I love this card. It's great, right? So it's yes, things are dying off, but we have to slough things off. We have to get rid of stuff. Things have to and this is metaphorically, okay, but die off. Maybe ego death, right? Oh, yes. Okay, ego death for you in November, okay? If you do not know what that is, please go look it up. There are some great meditations on YouTube that are about ego death, and it's basically, it's a way to move towards your higher self, but this is ego death together, okay? So, and so when we let a certain aspect of our ego die away, and it's not easy, okay? Our egos are strong and they're there to protect us, but sometimes they don't serve us, right? Because they love just the same thing over and over again. And if we do the same thing over and over again, we don't grow. Okay. But it will lead to make space for this new emotional experience, right? Your cup literally will floweth over. Okay. So, oh, this is beautiful for you. I'm so glad those two jumped out together. Okay. So, but you're going to have to do some work, right? It's going to happen. Honestly, it's going to happen regardless of whether you want it to or not. But you can help it along by go look at ego death, okay? Because ego death, this is what this is, okay? So you're encouraged very much to do it. And again, if you don't, it'll just happen anyways. So why not participate willingly? Okay. I had like one of the reasons I haven't been around since like beginning of December is not just because the holidays, it's because I had 4 dental surgeries, and it was all because I wasn't listening to my dentist. And so I wasn't listening to him, and and so because of what I had going on, it injured other teeth. And then I'm like, okay, so anyways, I got everything fixed. The universe will just do that, right? Like if you don't listen, it'll just happen and anyways, right? And not usually in the way that you want. So anyways, I'm very looking forward. There we go in there. I'm very looking forward to having as my friend Sam puts it, having a full grill again, which will happen at the by the end of March. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, and December. Okay, December. This makes a lot of sense. A lot of people are real tired in December, right? So, but we're at the end of something, right? There's the tens are about completion and wrapping things up, and something that you've worked really, really hard for is about to wrap up. Okay, for some of you, it's felt a bit like a burden. Okay, and some of you, but also like in December, like honestly, most people feel this way because there's so much going on, right? Regardless of your cultural beliefs, there's lots of celebrations, there's lots of office work parties, there's just lots of, and they're typically full of joy but for some people they're a total nightmare, but it just depends on who you are and whatever. Depends on your profile, your human design profile actually. But anyways, so just know that like you deserve a rest, okay? But there is going to be a final push in December for something. If you have a business and the end of your end of the business cycle is December, then of course, you have a lot more work to do there. Okay, and last but not least, we have our theme for the year, okay? The overarching theme for the year for manifesting generators in this delightful looking year. Let's see what you got. And, well, okay. It is the Knight of Wands. All right, the Knight of Wands. Now, it's interesting. They are the Knight of Wands is a little bit too much in a hurry, okay? So that's something to focus on and be like, okay, you don't need to rush, all right? So it's like all of this is like, you might want things to happen faster, right? I want to heal faster. Oh, I want to get better faster. Oh, I want to, start this new side hustle faster, right? And if you can do that, right? But know that you're in control of the speed. He is the one pulling back on the horse, okay? The horse is not in charge. The knight is in charge, okay? Also, the Knight of Wands he delivers messages, so you may get lots of messages, but he's also all about action, okay? So action and movement, and so, but you're in control of it. So you get to control, here we go. This is it. You get to control the speed of the things that happen, right? No, you don't, but you get to choose how you respond to them. We can't control everything that happens, but we can control how we respond to them. So that's what we've got there. Okay, so I'm going to do my little thing, okay? and then I will see you next time. I'm going to start mixing things up. Next week, I am going to do love readings, okay, for the first time. And I'm going to start expanding beyond the 3-card spreads into a 7-card spread, but also with some oracle cards. Okay, I will see you I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. All right, manifesting generator, here is your quickie year ahead spread. For the full spread, please go visit my YouTube channel. So year ahead spread, which is called Tarot in HD, by the way. Okay, so for you, manifesting generator 2025, January, the energy is the Ace of Swords. In February, it is Temperance. In March, it is the King of Cups. In April, it is the Lovers. In May, it is the Star. In June, it is the Devil. In July, it is the 8 of Pentacles. In August, it is the 7 of Wands. In September, Queen of Wands. In October, Four of Wands. In the November, we've got the Death card with the Ace of Cups, which is ego death. And then in December, the 10 of Wands with the overarching energy for the year being the King of Wands. Now, if you would like your own personal channeled reading, your head spread, please reach out to me via my website, which is below in the description. I am offering $20 off. So usually until the end of January. So usually it's $75 Canadian, and until January 31st, it will be $55 Canadian. So please reach out to me there. And yeah, it looks like you're having a great year, honey.